Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot, the tarot reading that is done strictly and exclusively to help you manifest better. And to do that, because this is a presentation on a two-dimensional screen, you're either seeing it on a phone, maybe a desktop, laptop, even television. Because it's two-dimensional, you are automatically a spectator, not a participator. I want to change that. Because to manifest, you have to participate. And this whole purpose is to get you fired up, to fire up your imagination, to fire up your inspiration, to believe in you. And so I want minimal visual distraction. That's why you're only going to see this one picture on the screen. That's it for the next dozen minutes or so. That's it. Some people close their eyes. That helps them make the pictures between their ears. We are coming to a point where we are reaching into your subconscious, finding your power, finding your juju, and then inspiring you. That's my job, to inspire you. We get you there, you get manifesting. So, by the way, too, one of the other things that changes is I'm not doing a regular tarot interpretation. We're focusing on manifestation. That means we have to look at it from your point of view only. So, here we begin. You see two rows, bottom row, upper row. The middle card on the bottom row and the middle card in the upper row is where we begin and end the reading. They are important. So, let's begin. Up front, bottom row, is the never-ending story. And this gal, fairy, whatever, looks like she's at her wit's end. Or maybe in deep thought, but my sense is that, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Kind of that sort of a place. Well, let's see if we can't help you out, help you to manifest out of your never-ending story, or maybe finally participate in your never-ending story. Depends on where you're coming from. We begin on the left, all the way to the left, bottom row, with the first card, Three of Swords. Three of Swords tells you that your thinking is wrong, your information is wrong. Something about the data in your life is wrong. Okay? It's causing heartbreak. Now, it could be betrayal. It could be heartache, sorrow, conflict, all of that. I mean, three swords. But again, because we're doing manifesting, the three always means to me mind, body, spirit. This is a full-blown assault. And the Three of Swords says you have now become aware or have accepted that you are under attack. Mind, body, spirit. And it kind of broke your faith. Because the sources that you were depending on hit you on all fronts, mind, body, spirit. Lied to you on all fronts, mind, body, spirit. Tough to take. Tough to take. Man. Of course, that's the never-ending story, isn't it? Maybe not. It reminds me of something that I saw on the internet earlier this week. A gal who in the 60s and 70s was known as a race activist, Angela Davis. Very, very visceral, very loud. Had some really good points. But really was on the edge of moving towards some sort of racial equality. Well, the video that I saw was her sitting down with a guy. Was a genetic person who studied genetics in terms of your history, your lineage. And this guy was an American black man well educated. He knew exactly what he was talking about. And he's telling Angela Davis, who was a race activist for her entire life, that one of her relatives were on the Mayflower, the original ship, 101 people, back 1600s. One of her relatives was on the Mayflower. She could not accept that. Could not accept that. Went against everything she was told, everything she thought, everything she was believed as. She couldn't, and it got worse because as he delved into her lineage, one of her people from the past also owned slaves. So here Angela Davis goes into this meeting with this geneticist who's looking at her genetic journey. One of her people was on the Mayflower. One of her people owned slaves. Totally blew up her world. She had a tough time digesting. We're all that way. We are all that way. From the time that we're born, we are programmed. That's why being with children, handling children from about birth to 7 is so critical, because that's when all the information is largely loaded into their hard drive, into their brain. And that's the information they work with for pretty much the rest of their lives. Or they battle with it, as many of us do, for the rest of our lives. Angela Davis had her battle. Everything she stood for was thrown in her face when she was told, aha, somebody from the Mayflower, somebody owned slaves. What are you going to do with that, mama? Well, we do the same thing. We have been lied to all of our lives. The last 3 years, if it has done nothing, has pulled back the curtain and shown, if you've done your homework, and that is not pay attention to mass media, but go on to the internet, it has shown that everything that you've been told is a lie. Everything. Everything you depended on, a lie. A manipulation. All of it led up to what we've gone through the past 3 years and beyond. And that's broken your heart. Let's move on. Do not give up. Ace of Swords, it says some thought, just like Angela Davis, some thought is coming to you. Some realization is coming to you. It probably will be uncomfortable. I know for a lot of people, the idea that the government and business and all the structures in the world are turned against us is a tough act to swallow. It's too much for some people, too much. Angela Davis just said, I can't do it. It's blown away everything I thought, I believed, I felt. A lot of other people feel that same way. But there is an opportunity here with the Ace of Swords for you to get some inspiration. It may be just one word. It may be one idea. It may come from a friend. Maybe you're in the grocery store and somebody says something, you overhear a conversation, and what they say, boom, hits you. You don't know, you can't but it's there. Just like that geneticist in Angela Davis, when he laid that stuff on her, it opened up stuff she wasn't ready to open up. But you do have the strength. Next card over, strength card, Major Arcana. This is the kind of stuff that you need. Fortitude, patience, compassion for yourself. There may be things that you have to face, that you have to realize, that you have to accept to move on. And just like Angela Davis, and like all of us, that's tough. If you've built your whole life, your existence on these lies, and then you see them as lies, that's tough. But you have the strength to do it, and it's a good thing you do, because the last card, the bottom row, is the 1111 card. Four of Wands, positivity, enthusiasm, connection, freedom. If you can face severe change in your life in terms of your thought process. Because we started off with the Three of Swords. What you've been told, what you believed is not true in large part. And to face that, confront that, means that you're going to need some sort of inspired little something. That's the Ace of Swords. But you got the strength to do it. You have the ability to get to the 1111. The only way you're going to do it, though, is by dealing with that Three of Swords. Go to the top row, Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, thoughts, ideas are swords, right? The Queen of Swords is perceptive, clever, straight talking. And that's what you're going to have to be with yourself and others as you confront the fact that you've lived a lie. Didn't know it, but you lived a lie. And you're seeing what the consequences are now. This is the perfect opportunity to take a look at what's important to you and why. Not because you were told by anybody else, but because you feel them in your spirit. Ten of Pentacles. Right? Pentacles are things that we value, not just money. Money doesn't buy anything but food, clothing, incidental stuff. You need it, certainly, to live. You got to eat. Doesn't buy happiness, doesn't buy love, doesn't buy joy, doesn't buy peace, doesn't buy contentment, doesn't buy friendship, doesn't. The list goes on and on. Only reason we chase money is because we've been conditioned to chase money by the people who have money. They don't have a soul, but they got money. And with the money and their story, they got you. So there's the deal there. What you're looking for is a life of abundance, the Empress. That's what the Empress is all about. Abundance, joy. She's holding that big Venus symbol there. That's powerful, powerful stuff. The Empress is fertility, it's abundance, it's protection, it's the Venus stuff. You got to love yourself. To do that, though, you have to have a good, clear set of values. And one more thing, the final card up there, you got to drop all these burdens. Ten of Wands is, that's it. I'm not carrying your stuff anymore. Doesn't do me any good, doesn't serve me, works great for you, but it makes me your prisoner. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm putting joy in my life. I'm putting happiness in my life. I'm putting purpose in my life. I want to be a participator in my life, not a spectator. I will, final card, vice versa card, middle at top. I'm going to value myself. I'm going to find out what is really, truly important. And that's what I'm basing my life on. I know, Three of Swords, it's going to change. It's going to hurt. If I have to confront all the lies and the manipulation in my life, it's going to hurt. But I'm going to go through it. Because that's the only time and only place where I find peace. I'm going to change this never-ending story. I will never surrender my integrity, my spirit, my value. Never surrender. That's the journey. It's going to be painful at first, but it will set you free. That's the reading. More tomorrow. We'll see you then. Or between now and the next time you and I have a chance to get together, peace and blessings. Do something inspiring today, too.